Real trap shit.
Yeah, I'm loving this soundboard shit. Anyway, back again for a Buy, Hold, Sell podcast. Hope the listeners have been enjoying the new setup. Joined by Macca and Dor, as always.
Oh, mate. Magic round. It's here, boys.
Can't fucking wait.
Now,
I've got the dreadies on.
Yeah, I was
and
about
I'm
to
looking
mention.
real good.
I'm actually a bit jealous because Dor's looking handsome.
Fucking schmick.
Not,
Thanks, boys.
Not hiding that sus hairline, Dor?
No,
I'm just joking. I got the sus hairline, yeah. I'd mentioned in a couple of podcasts ago that I had a pretty good round of fantasy.
Oh,
I got
special,
888. Very lucky. I avoided people like Cleary, don't have KPP, bought Payne Haas, captain him, had Isaiah Papali'i. But Mackenzie, you also went well.
Yeah, I think I said on the last podcast I was on, I was having a shocking year. Nothing was going right, but got 882 this round, ranked 467th. As Mick said, got lucky because I didn't have Cleary, bought Fafita in and captained him. Didn't have KPP. Had guys like Fuller who went really well.
It's a mugged game.
Dylan Brown as well. So, yeah, I'm very happy.
Very special.
Yep. I guess we better get into it.
Oh, we've got a fair few names here, boys. So we better get into it quickly.
We got
Truly
a lot of
it's truly a
names.
magic round.
And we start with we'll start with the gun. So we'll go highest to lowest for all categories.
We're not saying these guys are must-gets. We're just saying these are players to discuss in the
they're just ones
category.
that we're looking at that could be potential options from now into
like
round
I see
13.
one name there that I'm definitely not going for, but we'll get to him later.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
We'll start off with Dylan Edwards. Now, plays the first bye, 63 average without Cleary in the team, which I like.
Yeah.
He's 801K. Obviously,
52 break even.
52 break even. I think he's a great get.
Yeah, he's kicking goals now as well for the next, was it 6 to 8 weeks that Cleary's out?
Yeah, 6 to 8 weeks, yep.
Yeah, and he has that good buy round coverage, so I think he's a great buy.
Now, I don't, in my personal opinion, I don't think he plays Origin. I think they go with Teddy.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think he's not going to play wing.
Nah.
I think Madge is wise enough to just pick wingers as wingers.
Yeah. Especially with Cleary.
Toto and Lomax's form.
Well, especially with Cleary out as well. I think Teddy is even more of a must pick now because of his leadership qualities, and he'll probably be captain.
Yeah.
Next guy we sort of spoke about just before. He's been a star without Moses. Moses not playing this weekend. Dylan Brown, obviously round 13 coverage. He, like Moses, will be coming back, so his point scoring will go down. But with the halve situation, I think he's still a great buy.
Yeah, Moses out this week, so you get another good score from him. And even with Moses, I think he's still a pretty good option. So
Exactly.
I don't think he's a bad buy at all. I think he's a good buy.
Yeah, 77 points last week in a game where, Parramatta weren't that great. Break even to 34. Man, with the issues with the halves at the moment that we'll obviously discuss throughout this podcast, I think he's ripe for the picking to pick up this week.
Exactly. And like historically, he's always been a keeper when he plays 5'8" anyway, average of 50 there. So if you're getting him, you're going to get consistent scores anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, strong base as well with Dylan.
100%.
Now, this guy always overlooked, especially this year. I wasn't sure he was going to play 80 minutes. Ewan Aiken, he's probably been the best centre this year.
He's the model of consistency. Just every week pumps out a solid score.
He's been terrific.
Yeah, if you're looking for someone you just know what you're going to get from, especially in that centre position, I think he's a great buy.
Yeah. I thought he was going to lose some minutes there with Lemuelu coming back and everything, Bromwich
He's
and
so
everything.
underrated.
But
He's also a friend of the podcast.
Oh, he is.
I think he's just going too well to not play 80 minutes, I guess.
It's just such a luxury if you can have someone scoring 53 points playing not in the centres. Obviously, a few years ago with Bateman, Nakora.
Yeah.
Ewan, if you're listening, which maybe a 2% chance he is, we appreciate you, mate.
Yeah.
And your consistency.
And always getting back to us when we send you a DM as well.
Yeah.
Very much appreciated.
Now, another half, Matt Burton, could play Origin. I think he's a smoky. I think he suits Hines.
I think he should play Origin. Doesn't mean he will, though.
Yep. He, if you're looking to trade out Cleary, I think he's a good option.
Yeah, 699K, break even of 49. He's definitely, the only worry is just the origin. But without it, he's definitely been the Dogs' probably best player as well, as long as, say, Kickow here and there. And Reed Marnie's just been very consistent as well. But it's the key.
He had a down year last year, but
he's really picked it up.
Kickow was out for most of the year. Now he's got Stephen Crichton. That edge is electrifying.
Yeah, and he's scoring a fair few tries as well. I'm pretty sure he scored last week. And, as I said, he's a key for the Dogs. He's their go-to player. So that's also something else you get to look at, like 53, 55, 47, 42, 80, 50, 36, 41, 32. Like, he's going really well.
Yeah. Now, this guy, we probably couldn't get more polarizing opinions on a player between me and Dor. Latrell Mitchell, Dor's smirking even thinking about it, absolutely loves him. I haven't been too impressed with him this year and his play.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I love Latrell, but I haven't been impressed with his play either.
I actually brought him in last week, and watching the game, I was thinking, this guy is not engaged. He's playing awful. Still got 52.
A couple of tries.
He still finds a way to get those big attacking stats.
Look,
if he can find any sort of base, he will score very well.
Just think as well, like you've got Jai Gray coming back potentially in a couple of weeks. They could move him to the centres, and that could be very good for him as well.
Centers,
in terms of origin, coming from a Queenslander, he absolutely torched us for back-to-back series. Then got injured in back-to-back series. We win. He finally comes back, and they're not going to pick him.
Yeah.
So, to be honest, if I'm seeing Latrell in their origin side, regardless of form, I'm quite scared.
Oh, yeah, he terrifies me. With his power running game, like he can just score tries at centre that a lot of other players can't.
Yep.
I don't think they'll pick him, but I definitely would if I was in New South Wales.
Yeah, just think of him against bloody Val Holmes and his defence at the moment. Oh God, I'm
going to be sick.
I'm shaking.
Jacob Carraz, boys, we've had him in our all-out team. Wouldn't say he's been consistent. He gets your 50s or 30s, but again, center player, that's not that bad at all, really.
He's been so much better once he's gone to the wing, Mick. We were a bit concerned, I remember. We've said this a couple of times, but we were concerned with him moving from the centres to the wing.
Yeah, we thought, judging off his scores from previous years, him at centre was a much better scorer, but proven wrong.
Gee, tell you what, miraculous recovery as well for
that's
for
what
Jacob.
I was going to say.
I was about to punch a door.
Yeah, I thought he was done, and then...
Jeez, I hope you won't punch me down.
And then as soon as after that, he started playing really well. It's bizarre, but yeah, well done, Jacob.
Yeah.
Sammy Walker is the next one, absolutely thriving off the back of the Roosters' form.
Let's just say this, sorry, Mick, to interrupt, but he's definitely been thriving since you sold him in Supercoach as well. Ever since you sold him, he's just gone to another level. Yeah. I'm sorry, brother, but I just had to say
the big thing with Sam Walker is he gets 30 points from goals every week because he doesn't miss anymore. It's crazy.
Actually respectable how much he's improved as a goal kicker.
Yeah.
And also as well, I'm pretty sure the Roosters have scored the most points in the premiership through 10 rounds. So having a half, that really kicks well and it plays for a great attacking side. And you look at that Roosters draw after this week against Cronulla, and they've got a seriously lovely run. They also played the round 13 bye, which is a huge plus for people getting in. I think the halves is the biggest thing to talk about this week. But you look at that run after Cronulla, you've got Raiders, Cowboys, then the bye, and then that's a bye in round 14, and then you've got Eels, Bulldogs, Tigers, Dragons.
Yeah. One thing I guess sort of think about with Sam Walker is he is a half, and people got to remember in the bye rounds, it's only your starting 13, right?
Yeah.
So if you've got Atkinson, you've got Weeks, you've got Dylan Brown, you've got Nico Hines, who may not play Origin.
No,
you're only getting two scorers in the halves. You know what I mean? You don't get those points if they're on the bench.
It's really flexible though as well. As you said, Mick, having those Atco and Weeks.
Yeah.
Because they've got that wing fullback as well, so that really helps out if you've got two other good halves.
Yeah, my point is you don't need to get another top echelon half, especially in Galvin there as well.
Yeah.
Next guy, I was talking about it before. I don't agree with Luke Garner being there. I think he just gets replaced by Sorensen, does he not?
Oh, Sorensen. The thing is my theory behind this is that Sorensen is still not back yet. He's obviously named on the extended bench. But then you've got Liam Martin, who surely plays Origin in some capacity. Sorensen's injury history, and you look at Gardner, how he's performed
He's
in the last couple of weeks.
I've never really rated him, but he's doing well.
I don't disagree. I just think
It's a risky buy,
when
Mick, but
Sorensen inevitably, I won't say inevitably, but I'd say he does replace him.
I do agree.
You're going to get a couple of bad scores in there.
yeah, it's a risky option, but you can't deny his form the last couple of weeks,
Certainly
and
can't.
with Sorensen's injury history this year has been
I think he's a fraud.
76, 81. I look, yeah,
Just be
He's
cautious.
This is
with
my
that.
Cora
cautious.
Riddell take
Yeah.
from you last week, too.
Hey,
This
my
guy,
takes have been great. I had Kieran Foran as a buy last week.
Kizza.
He was absolutely killing it, and then his hamstring
I
gave
know
way.
your
Yes,
hatred
that's-
of Corey Riddell.
He's a whole big Kieran. Anyway, we'll get to that
Kizza.
anyway.
Kizza teeing off until he gets injured. That's the story of his career. Poor Kizza.
I don't really want to. Kenzie, you want to talk about Dom Young? I'm pissed at him.
Yeah.
From a super coach perspective.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about him in fantasy. So.
Yeah, look, Dom Young. I was thinking about getting him all week, didn't jump on, and then he just absolutely torched everyone who didn't jump on.
84
in
points.
Supercoach. If anyone who plays Supercoach will know, he got 100 points in like 9 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Which has never happened before.
It wasn't even like a. You let the game start, and within 5 minutes, you're like, "Holy fuck! I've made the worst decision
Yeah.
ever." It wasn't
That-
even like a whole game thing.
That being said, it's definitely not too late. Like as Dawes said, the Roosters have a good
Yeah,
matchups
like,
coming up.
Only one real tough matchup this week against Cronulla.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's a great run.
And they're special. They were my preseason.
Premiership. Yeah.
Well,
prediction.
I've said that about them the last like 5 years, and now they're finally like actually putting it together. So
Maybe Robbo is a good coach.
no, I still don't believe that.
No,
It's
he's
just Connor Watson. He's unlocked the whole team.
Yeah, big Watto. This is a big player now, Mick.
yeah.
Big player, this one.
You name him, Dor,
Tolatau Kula.
because I know you like him. He's been moved to fullback. I thought
Yeah.
Garrick would have been there,
Oh,
but we
yeah.
move 73 average at fullback.
He was special
impressive.
the back end of
Yeah,
last
I
year.
think-
He was so good.
I think that's why they've moved Cool there. So Garrick, just based on his form there last year, which was elite.
I think the stats speak for
Yeah,
themselves.
Stats
there.
never lie, boys.
Yeah, 29 break even. He got 48 there when he moved back there after Turbo went off injured. Obviously the only downside I think that we should touch on is that obviously he doesn't play that round 13 bye. But 458K and like 70 average, Turbo out for 7 weeks.
Yeah, the upside's pretty
There's
hard
a
to ignore.
huge upside there.
Yeah, this is my trade. I know he plays around 13, but I'm moving on from the weak gutted bulldog, Jamin Semin.
Yeah, I think I'm doing the same.
and
Yeah, he's
going
no
straight
longer
to-
he's no longer fish of the week.
Thanks for your services, Jermaine, but you got to go, bud.
Yeah.
Well, the two fish. Well, we were talking about Bateman along the lines and Brennan both injured.
Yeah, no, but we've Bence
That
has
joke
dropped
is cursed.
Bence has dropped a new one.
What'd he say?
We're going Jack Whiting against the.
Well, he's just pulled himself out of Origin contention. hasn't he?
Yeah, and a great matchup,
Yeah,
a great matchup against the Cowboys. But he did, I think, get like 14 or whatever it said to
He's got a
last week.
strong average of 29.
So look, I wouldn't say buy him, but he's definitely fish of the week this week because we're running out of options real fast.
What's the go with New South Wales? Seriously, their best choice was to bring a guy out of retirement and play him at 6. They wanted him over Nico Hines.
It's just I don't know what Nick has to do, but let them crumble like they always do.
Yeah,
Us
yeah.
Maroons
Well,
fans will
they've
be chilling.
they've got the easy decision now with Cleary out. Blaze Tulagi, absolute start.
What a special performance.
He's got a little word I like to call aura about him.
Yeah, if you don't have him already, just get him. The aura,
Yeah.
the aura is just insane.
You've got definitely another like 2 to 3 weeks, and I think his form there, if he continues that form at fullback, he's definitely going to keep like Morgan Harper or someone.
Yeah,
Like
if
I
Morgan-
don't even
if-
know how Morgan Harper's even.
If Morgan Harbour comes back and takes his place, I might
Mate,
go to
Brad's
Brad. I'll
taking
go to
the
Brad Arthur's house and egg his house.
He's taking the piss if he does that.
Yeah.
I've sort of realised most of the times me and Mackenzie say a player has aura, we're just going off if they're like
Good
good-looking coppers or not. who has aura and they're unattractive. Now we'll move on to KO months or weeks, we like to call him.
Oh, KO.
He's obviously a great option. Buy, negative 12,
Cheapie
break
of the
even,
week,
cheapie of the week. Good base stats, kicks goals. Yep. Same as Atkinson, although frustrating news came out. Door, you want to reveal that?
Yeah, it's just that Trindle's obviously being named on the
Innocent.
extended.
Is that what they're
no,
saying?
No,
No,
They
no,
haven't
not at
got.
all.
They haven't got to the. or the verdict yet. There's just been basically a delay with the crucial evidence. So
Look, he might not be guilty of that, but he is guilty of costing Nico Hines points in fantasy. So,
yeah,
so
no,
tricky.
definitely.
Sorry, mate. You're
Yeah,
guilty.
We definitely prefer Adco, obviously fantasy wise, as well as just our NCOB.
bloke.
Yeah, so I'd like to shout out Atco as
And he also, another thing also to note with Atco as well is that he actually complements Nico way better, like you said, Macca.
yeah, 100%. And we saw when, say, Nico gets injured in a game, Atco can take over the kicking. He can lead the team around, but he can also play that running 5'8" role. So
He just, in my opinion, no disrespect to Trindle, but he just takes away too much from Nico's game.
Yeah.
He just, and I think that affects the Sharks.
yeah. And,
Even though they're still
Atco's
8-1.
defense has been really strong, I think.
Yeah.
I thought that might have been like a bit of a flaw in his game, but
Yeah.
it's been good.
David Fafita, Jason Sesko, Origin players, but guns.
They are absolutely killing it at the moment.
If you're overall players or
Teddy got 60, I think, and Fafita got like 70 something. Like Fafita's been and he's got another great matchup this week against Newcastle.
As I was saying, if you're an overall player, it's a tough decision because they're going to be out for 4 games maybe during the Origin period.
Yeah.
As someone who bought Fafita in last week and captained him, Jesus, fun to watch. I highly recommend it. It's great. Expensive and misses out on a few rounds, but
When you see him push the hooker
crab run,
Yeah, the crab
push
run
the
to the-
hooker away and grab from
like,
dummy
wow.
half.
Yeah.
Dummy half.
It's
Mate, every
special.
time, nearly every time he's done it, he scored from that. It's unreal. Anyway, we'll move on to the holds, Mick.
Yes, the holds now. A few players in here, depending on how many trades you've saved. I'd say,
and halfback, like half status as well.
Yeah, like if you've got coverage, stuff like that. If you're playing overall or not. First one's Nico Hines.
He's obviously, been named, but he barely trained today. So I reckon that he won't play this week. I reckon Nico Hines. I don't think he'll
that's
play.
why they've sort of put Trindle in.
Yeah, Trindle's there. I think it'll be Trindle and Adco as the halves this weekend.
Yeah. I don't think. I think people are scared that Trindle will replace Adco. I don't think they're going to do that.
No, I don't think so. Oh, the other thing is as well with Trindle is that the verdict hasn't been given for his court case. So when that happens, he can just get he could be found guilty and then he could be suspended the rest of the season.
They might have been in a rush to get Trindle back if Atco hadn't shown what he's shown. I think now they're thinking, well, Atkinson's doing so well,
He's going to be Brimson. Oh, that's a horrible joke. Brimming with confidence.
Brimming with confidence, yeah.
Apologies.
Move to SJ.
SJ 2 weeks, but
with the minor pec strain.
when you see a player's age, when they're later in the career, I almost add on another week to injuries like that. I think that could be 3.
Yeah, look, you can sell him if you wanted to, but I don't know with the halves. Apart from Dylan Brown, I'm not really confident with many other options like Sam Walker and.
I'd hold just because when
Look
he
at the
comes
halves,
back, it's so lovely having a half like that. But remember, he's not playing around 13, so.
He's a top 3 half in fantasy outside of but DC is close, but I'd say Nico, Johnson, and Cleary are the obvious options. But I guess that's a bit of a.
Kai Pierce-Paul, he's on the bench again.
Yeah.
I don't know
Frizzell's in doubt.
Frizzell's in doubt though.
whose mail was it that said, "Oh, it was just for 1 week"? Was
Barry
it Bazza?
Tui?
Bazza
Yeah, I
Tui?
think it was Bazza.
Let's go
Yeah.
there.
I don't know.
Telling
I'm
lies,
pretty
are you,
sure
Barry?
Bazza was just
troll.
Bazza was just saying. I think that they need because obviously it's his first season in the NRL. Young player just wanted to give him a bit of a breather and not play him. Still, if you look at his performance last week, it was bloody good for the amount of minutes he played.
I understand holding.
He
They've
might
got
even be.
until the bye.
There might even be a late switch where he comes into the starting team.
Hold to the bye. They've got
just hold.
and they got a great matchup this week against the Titans, who have one of the worst spines I think I've ever seen. Keeney.
We probably need to bring that up.
yeah.
I reckon that
That's
defensively they got 3 hookers on the field.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it in my life.
I've never seen 2 hookers named in the halves ever.
Poor Titans.
Yeah, I
David
feel very
Fafita's
sorry for
usage
him.
has to be 100%.
Yeah, it's
another
going to be
reason
high.
Another reason to buy, boys.
I'd say the same about Max Plath. What
Yeah.
was a head knock?
Yeah, he's only out 1 week.
He's a half. like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, just hold on to him.
keep
for
him.
Sure.
Yeah. He was looking good in that second stint until he got the concussion.
Unlucky, yeah.
Yeah.
Concussion.
Brimson, I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, well, see, Brimson and Foran I've put in there as potential. You could hold them just because at the moment we don't know exactly how long they're out for with their respective injuries.
There could be more news.
Yeah,
while
there
you're
could be
listening
more
to this,
news,
so
but before this comes out, we're obviously recording this
Peep
on
our
Tuesday
stories.
night. So yeah, peep the stories, peep the posts, the templates, and yeah, just watch this space. But I think they both don't have very bad injuries, so they should be back in at least a couple of weeks.
I'd hold Trade Fuller. He's going to absolutely eat against the Raiders in that first bye.
And he's also that Bennett confirmed that it looks like Hammer's not going to play any of the backups of Origin because of
There
how
you go.
Fuller's played. So yeah, look, definitely hold Fuller.
It's tough having a 6'15" guy not playing for you, but I think it'll be.
It's going to be
worth it.
beneficial.
Yeah,
You're going to get the points in those rounds
You get
when
good
you need
points
it.
Probably too.
Yep.
Yeah, and you've got all those, like we've touched on, Mick, Adco, Weeks, those sort of players that can fill in as half and wing fullback, so
Yep.
they can step up.
Garrick, simple, hold him.
Yeah, I don't know what the weather. I'm
Yeah.
blaming weather,
Kizza 4, and I think we put a bad omen on him.
mate. I can't. I'm not saying I put a bad omen on it. He was on his way to 70 fantasy points, and then his hamstring gave way. There was always the concern with Foran is just his injuries.
We have mentioned that before, yeah.
Yeah. So, but like, if you needed points last week, 54,
Yeah.
you're
Tell you
taking
what,
that.
Strength and conditioning staff at the Titans must be looking over their shoulders, getting a bit,
Yeah,
hard,
well,
hard
Sammy-
over the collar. What's going on there?
Sammy did his hamstring and Foran, obviously,
Yeah,
and
well-
then Smith, Shields, Peck.
At the end of the game, they had 12, 13 people left. On
They had
left to
13
play.
players left,
And
yeah.
they still won.
Speaking of the bet, I told the boys, I don't think we should bet on Garrick. We got to bet on Tuku. Apologies for the pronunciation. Tapahua
Oh, he's
from the Sharks. He wasn't even there. 18. I'm capping, but he's a star.
He's a machine, yeah.
Yeah, it was special.
That Sharks win was. I don't think I've ever seen a more surprising win in my life.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Next
I'll move
player,
on.
Samuela.
Finu, hold, simple enough, and Farlogo. Trust
Hold.
me,
He'll come good.
he'll score your 20s. But eventually, there's going to be one game where he absolutely gobbles and
Again,
munches.
that's all aura with him.
Yeah, Finu
Again,
is,
he's a pretty good looking
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
He's quick.
Finu just got shafted. Like the injuries, Toa and Bateman both got injured, and then he ended up playing left center. So that was just diabolical. He should get back to 40s now.
Now, this is the part of the podcast where we can just really move through it. Nathan Cleary,
Obvious.
Obviously, just give
Garrett of
them.
him, Bateman, unfortunate 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, both 6 to 8 weeks for Cleary
Tommy
and
T,
Bateman.
gone. RTS,
Gone as well.
gone. Corey Waddell, I mean,
You could
He hasn't-
hold
he hasn't
one more
played round
week.
13,
he
so
won't score you
yeah.
well.
might as well.
But I guess he'll maybe if Olakau'atu doesn't back up.
Potentially, but I don't know. With like 508, like he's
Yeah,
got to
I-
break even at 33. I think you're better off moving him on to maybe
I'd
like
sell,
Cooler.
but if someone was holding, I wouldn't get angry.
Yeah, you could give him one more week if you wanted to, but he's definitely a sell next
Finif
week.
Fukiaki, even though he plays the first bye, I'd sell as well. His score's just
Him and
enough.
Sam. Well, yeah, he got benched last
I'm
week.
selling both him and Salmon because my round 13 numbers are actually good enough where I can afford to sell
Yeah.
these guys.
Yeah,
Exactly. Now I'll move on to ones to watch. I like the first one. Maybe on Washed Alert.
no,
Damien
he's
Cook.
not on washed alert. He's on minutes alert. He needs his minutes.
He's on minutes alert.
Yeah, Damien Cook's been. It just depends if he gets the 80 minutes, really.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure he did last week. They played him and Mamazoulis on the field there at the back end for South. 57 points last week. He was the top scoring hooker in the round last weekend. And look, 80 minutes last week. I really liked what I saw. Look, put it this way. If you don't play buy rounds like overall and you're playing head-to-head, it's very hard not to say to someone to buy him this week against the Cowboys. Really good matchup.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
And look, South have got so many injuries. I'm pretty sure they're nearly up to like 8 injuries or something to their probably starting, or with suspensions as well to their starting 17. So
Yep. Next one, I'm actually going to add someone in there as well because I'm interested to ask you, Dor, Tago and May, what side, what's the go with Luai playing 7? Is he just going to roam around the same spot? Because if he's, roaming, then, geez, that unlocks May.
It does.
Because
does.
that means he's on the other side of the field with
But-
respect to Jerome.
Yeah.
With much respect to Luai, he also needs to learn to pass the ball as
Yeah,
well.
it's like-
I might buy Luai.
So with all due respect, brother, every time you step right, like
He's just stepping so
You-
much and
some
barely
Thousands
just
of
giving the
owners
early
are so
pill.
frustrated.
sometimes you need to just use your outside man, brother. Like get them early pill, please.
The reason why I've got Targo there is he was over 700k to start the season. We know what
he's
he
a
can
freak.
couple of
produce.
weeks, I'm looking at him
He's a freak
100%.
for sure.
And then Jack Cole, I've got there as well. Just one to watch potentially because Schneider could be out for
See how
2
it
to
goes
8
this week.
weeks or something like that. After that, same sort of injury that happened to, not the same sort of injury, should I say, but the same sort of tackle or taking out of the legs as Ilias.
Now,
230k.
final
One to watch.
segment before
Captaincy.
we close the podcast is Captain's Corner.
And close it in style, may I add.
We'll see you at Caxton, by the way, if anyone's listening.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We can touch on it now. If
Yeah, look, I dropped a comment on Bloody Brilliant Beers saying, well, they were saying that they're going to have sort of a piss up with some content creators on Sunday after Magic Round. So I think a few of the boys might
might have
present.
to get there, even though I am working. But
quit your job.
I'm keen to go and everyone be like, who the fuck are you, mate?
yeah, no. The thing with Magic Round boys is obviously I think Bents and maybe a couple of the other boys are heading in on the Friday night and heading to the Caxton. So if you want to head there and catch up with us, Bents and maybe Cord, I don't know. You going, Mick?
If you want to buy them a few drinks, maybe.
Some of us have university to do.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Anyway, let's get back to
average of 68, sorry, against
68,
Newcastle.
yeah, against the Knights.
Like him, Dylan Brown, wouldn't go Dylan Brown against Melbourne, although they are depleted.
I actually would go Dylan Brown against Melbourne.
Yeah, I think that average of 33 against
Sharks.
I think that average against of 33 against the Storm is probably playing with Moses. I think with steering the ship, I think he's definitely a good option.
That's
True. Nico Hines, obviously,
If he plays. Angus Crichton's been terrific as another option.
just bust, yeah. Jeez, he can find a line.
Yeah, 75.5 average at Suncorp as well.
My guy, Payne Haas, he'll be my captain.
Oh, he was special last week. That second
his,
stint.
Yeah, his floor's 55, his ceiling 70, like that. Scott Drinkwater.
Look, he was average last week, but they got a great matchup. The worst defensive side outside of the Cowboys themselves in the Bunnies this weekend.
Yes. I'd be betting on a Drinky double.
Drinky double?
Yes. Dylan Edwards. Yeah.
He's got a great
A lot of
average
people are
against
gonna be
Warriors,
buying him this
73.
week, and the Wars, no SJ, are horrible.
Yeah, or Tuapiki
Simples,
and
yeah.
see.
Maybe they won't be. Tuapiki, what's he, 3-0 to start?
It could be.
Maybe he's the man. Maybe he's the
man.
man. Maybe he's the man they need.
And finally, to wrap it up, Isaiah Yao,
Yeah, he's Mr.
probably the
Consistent.
most boring captaincy to watch.
Hey, it works.
Oh, mate,
Not boring, but like...
I wouldn't say it's boring when I'm versing
Oh, the
people and
numbers
it's
are ticking
75
up.
points or whatever as
Yeah.
captain, and I'm like 150 or something
that's
ridiculous
fair.
as captain.
Now we might end it there.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. I think if you haven't subscribed, obviously if you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't
smash that like
subscribed,
button.
make sure you subscribe and like the button. Same on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think we call it there, and we move on to next week's round 12 by hold sell.
Thanks, lads.
Thank you.
Yeah.